Hey, super interesting story for you. Yesterday, a campaign staffer for Michael Bloomberg's campaign showed up at my house in Massachusetts, just canvassing the neighborhood. And the reason that this is interesting is that I was just telling you 2 days ago that although it's not likely that Michael Bloomberg is going to get the nomination, his best strategy would be to forget about the first four primaries and just pour money and resources into the Super Tuesday states. Super Tuesday, of course, is it's the first day where you have a bunch of primaries in one day. And this March 3rd is Super Tuesday in this election cycle. We will be having the following primaries on that day: Alabama, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, and Virginia. So Massachusetts is on that list. It's a Super Tuesday state. And I spoke to the guy for a little while. He didn't say Bloomberg is ignoring the first four primary states, but he did say that based on what he has seen, there's not much talk about Bloomberg having a big ground game in Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and South Carolina, but that he sees that the focus seems to be states like Massachusetts and other Super Tuesday states. Now, I'm also getting reports that Michael Bloomberg is funneling money. I mean, just pouring buckets and buckets of money into YouTube ads, particularly for people who are accessing YouTube from those Super Tuesday states. So it actually does seem like the Bloomberg strategy that I sort of mentioned on Monday is exactly the calculation that Michael Bloomberg has made. And the reality is it's worked so far. Since I talked about Michael Bloomberg 2 days ago, he's up another half of a point. Bloomberg now is averaging 8 nationally. Bloomberg is starting to build a lead on Pete Buttigieg and pushing more solidly into fourth place. So what you have to understand is that if Bloomberg's trajectory continues, by the time of Super Tuesday, especially if Elizabeth Warren keeps losing momentum and doesn't get any wins in the first four states, Bloomberg could be tied for third place by the time Super Tuesday arrives. I hate money in politics. I think it's corrosive. I think it's toxic. I want to see the system absolutely upended, destroyed, and taken apart. But the way that Michael Bloomberg is using the system to build support seems strategically sound. And there have been all these candidates that have just been hanging around for months and months and months. Bloomberg announces his campaign late, very late, and for 2 months just pours money into YouTube ads and TV ads. And he passes a lot of people who have been running for a very long time. Look at, Tulsi Gabbard has been running for so long. Bloomberg rockets past her. Tom Steyer running a buy my way in sort of campaign. Bloomberg coming in, spending more money, rocketing past Tom Steyer. Amy Klobuchar has been around for a while. She even was endorsed by the New York Times, along with Elizabeth Warren. Bloomberg rockets past Amy Klobuchar. Andrew Yang has fallen behind Michael Bloomberg. And now Michael Bloomberg is more than a point ahead of Pete Buttigieg in the national polling. So again, the strategy I outlined would be let Bernie and Biden fight out those first few states. Because remember, if Bernie wins them, or if Biden wins them, or if they split them, the margins of victory are going to end up with Biden and Bernie having a similar number of delegates after those first four primaries. When you get to Super Tuesday, it's still going to be wide open because remember, you get delegates in these first four primaries. As long as you get 15% of the vote, you get some delegates. So if Bernie beats Biden by 10 in every state of those first four, Bernie will be winning going into Super Tuesday, but it'll be a lead that could disappear instantly depending on Super Tuesday results. The opposite is true. If whether Biden or Bernie win, you are going to see them very close in number of delegates going into Super Tuesday. So what Bloomberg appears to be doing is go right to Super Tuesday, pour money in to those states. Maybe he can get up to 15 in a few of those. And again, if he keeps gaining on Elizabeth Warren, he can justify staying in well beyond Super Tuesday. You're almost guaranteed to see the likes of Steyer and Tulsi and maybe even Yang and or Klobuchar start to drop out as they get zero delegates. Remember, if you don't get 15% in a primary, you get zero delegates. Zero. Not, if you get 10%, you don't get 10% of the delegates, you get none. So you're going to see candidates start to drop out. And this Michael Bloomberg strategy could actually work to keep him in. Okay. Now, let me do the normal caveats. I got 5 angry emails when I did this Monday saying, David, you support Bloomberg now. I am not supporting Bloomberg. I don't believe Bloomberg is going to be the nominee. But if you said to me, David, you've got to bet $100 right now. Do you bet $100 on Bloomberg or Buttigieg being the nominee? I say Bloomberg. If you say, David, take a bet. Is it going to be Bloomberg or Amy Klobuchar? I'm betting on Bloomberg. And if you look at the betting numbers on PredictWise and look at how people are placing bets on who they believe will be the nominees, Bloomberg's in third. It's Bernie followed by Biden. And then it's Bloomberg that the money thinks will be the most likely candidate to be the nominee after Bernie and Biden. That definitely tells us something. He's adopting the exact strategy we talked about on Monday, and he is gaining support as a result. He may even be at 9% by the time the first votes are cast on Monday. We will continue to follow it. I know that the David Pakman Show audience is full of curious and creative people who love learning new things and bettering themselves. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you about one of our sponsors, Skillshare, the vibrant online learning community that offers thousands of classes on almost any topic you can imagine. And you'll get full access to the entire library of classes for 2 entire months free when you go to davidpakman.com/skill. All of the classes are taught by experts in their fields. They've got classes on drawing, painting, photography, video editing, web design, bookkeeping, marketing, personal productivity. Doesn't even scratch the surface. I recently took a class about photography. If anybody follows me on Instagram, you know that my photography skills leave much to be desired. And it was great. I got so much out of it. And hopefully you will see the fruits of me taking that class reflected in my Instagram pictures sooner than later. They have classes for every skill level, whether you're wanting to get better at something you already have experience with, you want to learn something totally new to you. You set your own pace. Classes are usually less than an hour long. They're divided up into bite-sized segments so you can easily fit them into your schedule. Make 2020 a year where you explore new skills, deepen existing passions, get lost in creativity. Skillshare really makes it easier than ever. Skillshare memberships are less than $10 a month, and that gives you access to the thousands of classes they offer. But everybody in the David Pakman Show audience gets a Skillshare membership totally free for 2 whole months. Just go to davidpakman.com/skill. That's davidpakman.com/SKILL.